Well, this is what a medieval siege must have felt like for Faf du Plessis and his Proteas. They head into the close on day 4 here at St George's Park in Port Elizabeth on 102 for 6. They are still 188 runs behind England's score of 499 for 9 declared. Now, if the maths doesn't add up, that is because South Africa batted twice today. Earlier this morning, they were bowled out for 209 in their first innings reply. I'm Daniel Gallan for SA Cricket Magazine, and once again I'm coming at you with the news that South Africa are on a deep, deep hole. But unlike the previous holes, it looks like there's no light at the end of this tunnel because South Africa are facing a humiliating innings defeat. It's really just a matter of time tomorrow. Vernon Philander will resume on 13. He's got Keshav Maharaj with him on 5. As I said, these two batted earlier today. They were both bowled for without adding to their overnight score. South Africa began the day on 208 for 6, with Quinton de Kock looking good in the 60s and Vernon Philander looking good approaching 30. You thought, well, if these two could just make it through the next session, rain was expected. It did come. It wiped out much of the day's play. If those two could just kind of survive and knuckle down, well, then who knows? Maybe South Africa could pull off a famous draw here. Maybe South Africa could take the Basil de Oliveira series all square as we head into Johannesburg. It wasn't to be in the very first over. Vernon Philander put his foot down the pitch to Stuart Broad and went for a booming drive and had his off-stump cartwheeling. Well, Quinton de Kock clearly didn't learn the lesson, because what did he do the next over? He put his foot down the pitch to Sam Curran, went for a flamboyant drive, and rather than making a connection with the bat, he had his middle stump pegged backwards. A horror show for South Africa. Obviously not paying attention was Keshav Maharaj, who came out and just swung from the hips as if he was actually in a medieval siege, fighting with sword and axe, and he got a bottom edge to Stuart Broad and was removed for a duck. The only run added today was that of Kagiso Rabada. He got 1, although he was also knocked over, as South Africa were bowled out for 209 in reply to England's 499. It was just poor. You know, Mark Boucher has spoken of the fight. Du Plessis has spoken of the fight. Everyone's spoken of the fight in Cape Town. But the thing is, with fight, that's only supplemented by skill and actual determination. I mean, I didn't see any fight out there. No one saw any fight out there. Those early morning wickets showed that this is a team really on the brink of psychological collapse, if I could be so hyperbolic. It really, really wasn't very good. I mean, the epic in Cape Town, yes, they showed a lot of fight there, but like the ancient battle of Thermopylae, where 300 Spartans held off the march of the Persians but ultimately lost, that is eulogized in history, because what followed up was a famous triumph where the Greeks won. The same goes for the Battle of Dunkirk in World War II, where the British soldiers and Allied soldiers were kicked out of Europe but came back. A rear guard only means something if it is followed up by something. And if this is what it was followed up, well then, I'm sorry, then the Cape Town epic wasn't actually a tough fight. This is a team short on confidence and short of ideas on how to play the turning ball. Joe Root picked up 4 wickets. He was made to look like he was one of the great spinners of all time, like he was Matai Moralitho. Again, Faf du Plessis, bat pad. I mean, he reviewed when he clearly made contact with the bat. It points to a man under pressure. Look, that comes from us, that comes from you as the fans, it comes from us as journalists. But it is a sad, sad situation for who I consider one of South Africa's best ever captains. As I said, the day starts tomorrow with South Africa on 102 for 6. England need 4 wickets to win this match and retain the Basil de Oliveira trophy, because they are the reigning holders of the title. Just a draw in the series will be enough, and with just the one match to go in Johannesburg, a win here will make it safe. Daniel Gallan for SA Cricket Magazine. I'll catch you tomorrow.